Oh, that's what's her name, Ellen?
All right, guys, let's get started here. As always, let's start with the market. A few things here. So, when we're taking a look at the key price levels here, so I'm just taking my fib retracements. There's really two ways I look at support and resistance, just to keep it simple. I'm looking at the fib retracements, which are usually end up pretty much always being key levels. And so here I'm looking at the major swing high to the major swing low, and I'm paying attention to the essentially the what's going on here in the relationship to mainly these three here. So the point 0.5, the 618, the 786, and then extension targets 1272, and then the 1618. So right now, we're seeing that we're trading above the 786, which is a bullish sign. Anytime you get above the 618, that's a bullish sign. And then the 786 is usually a breakout level that takes you to the new all-time high. Right now, we're consolidating, but there's a few bullish notes that we need to take note of. So um, we have a high volume bar on the daily from Friday, last day of the month. Option expiration on that Friday. So a lot of activity going on. So we pull back and you can see this acted as support as well as a 9 EMA. So I'm bullish on the indexes as long as we stay above that 21 EMA and continue to trend above it. So you can see here we dipped below the 9, held the 21 and popped up. If you look at ES, you can see pretty similar setup here. So we've got this bounce right here off the 21, and we've held. We tried to break out above this high. We might just not be ready. So, um, yeah. So right now we're kind of just trading sideways. One thing that I am taking note of, we do have some 30-minute sell signals here. So last week you could see on Friday we got this big sell off this 30-minute signal here. We do have a couple 30-minute signals setting up right here, so just be aware of that. That could cause a gap down into the morning. We'll see. Right now looks a little more choppy action, so just keep an eye on that. And then the next piece is, so we are continuing to hold. I'm going to go back to SPY here. So we're continuing to hold this 786 level, and we're holding the 8 EMA. That the only way I can look at this is bullish because of the higher time frames and what they look like. Now we go out to the weekly. You can see here we had an inside bar. We closed within the range of this bar, and then we had a full-on inside bar here. So this next breakout is going to be pretty significant. Okay, so above 595 and really below, I'd look for like 780-ish or 580-ish. So 595 and 580, looking for a breakout on this. And I'm expecting for now a breakout to the upside. Okay, so if we go, we've talked about the put call a lot. So I'm not going to go over this because I go over it extensively every week. So this week I'm just going to give you it's the same thing. Any of these times we've seen a pop below the point 0.7 level, and then we break back above, we end up making a new high. So like here's an example. We went below point 0.7. Here we popped back above it, and then we ended up making a new high, breaking this high and continuing and making a new high. So here I'm thinking we're probably going to have the same thing where we break, where we had this pop below and then corrected itself. And then I think now we're going to break out and at least go test 600. So that's initially what I'm looking for. So with that, we have our bias of which way we think we're going to go. But the next thing is timing. So for me, I think that this might be, we might have some more sideways action here. So the you can see here the squeeze, we're still kind of losing momentum, trading sideways, but we are continuing to trend higher. I think we might see a little more sideways action. We might get the breakout this week. We might not. That's what I'm kind of looking at. But you can see here we have a buy signal on the 4 hour here. So that could lead us to a nice upside move. We can look at the last time we had 4 hour buy signals was right here, and we got that pop. Sell signals here. We got that move down. That one didn't work out. That had a nice move. So just something to keep an eye on. So I am bullish going into next week, especially with this buy signal after retesting support and holding. Um, okay, so same thing for the Qs. I'm not going to go over this. The Qs actually look better than SPY, and um, you've got the green trend bars. So and you've got this high volume. So particularly, I'm looking at tech, and you can see we bounced right off that 618 level. So it came down, tested that level almost perfectly. And so that's going to be a level you want to pay attention to. That and simply the 21 EMA. And that was the level I gave you last week, was the 21 EMA off the daily on ES. And we've continued to hold that. So continue to look bullish. We might get some selling into the morning, like I said, or these sell signals might get canceled out and we'll just trade sideways. But over the longer term, I am bullish. So just keep that in mind. And we might see some more sideways choppy action. So that's that. IWM, similar story here. And you can see here, we're trying to form an inverse head and shoulders right at and holding the $200 price level. So the indexes don't look, or SPY and QQQ don't look like this as much. It looks like we already had the breakout on it on both of these. The shoulder was much smaller. IWM has not had that, and it looks like it's right about here. 210-ish is where the breakout level is for this inverse head and shoulders. But um, personally, I wouldn't trade this. I would go and trade the names that have, or the leading growth names rather than actually trading this index. I just don't think it's worth it. I'd move towards QQQ. Qs have a 4 hour squeeze. I don't have buy signals just yet, but I think that this might end up printing buy signals. And you can see this is a really key support level here. So as long as we hold above this, so you might as well mark your levels here. Make sure that you've got an alert on that. But the 786 is clearly a very important level here going into this week. So keep an eye on that level. All right. And then we continue through. So these are the leaders. I'm not going to run through all of them. The quantum stocks did have a pullback this week, but it's nothing crazy. It's just a move back to the 21. OKLO. This one still hasn't made new all-time highs. SMR did. So SMR is the one that is leading, but this one has a good-looking potential cup and handle pattern, which if that does set up, we'll definitely want to buy it and trade it to the upside and then look for a move up into 70. Okay. But this needs some more time to consolidate sideways after it's had its nice leg up. Um, Hims, I like this one. A similar thing. We've got a cup and handle pattern showing up, but it doesn't have any buy signals. So I'm kind of waiting for, okay, are we going to get one of those? What does that look like? So on and so forth. One note on the quantum stocks, they're all pulling back. Like QBTS, um, IONQ, uh, QUBT, all of them, RGTI, they're all pulling back. But if you look at this quantum ETF, right, this is the ETF for the quantum stocks. The leading name in the quantum stocks, this space here is actually PLT. And so this one had a nice breakout. It does have buy signals on the daily and 4 hour. I've only got the entry signals on, entry zone signals on, so you don't see them, but it does have those signals printing. And I think this one's ready to go to $40. So if we get any dip buys, especially if it drops into one like this 128 right here, be a perfect place to pick it up and then trade it into that all-time highs. You can go with the June monthlies, you can go a little bit further out. Right now, the risk to reward is not very good here because you've got your 21 EMA all the way down here. You could use a stop here if you wanted to. Uh, Hood, if this breaks out, look for 70. And then Roblox is just running, Carvana is just running. And so one thing that's been working well on these is look for those A plus signals when the market pulls back. So the market pulls back and we have this pullback in the market. Look for the first one to print buy signals. And that's exactly what happened here on Friday. We had this pullback in the market. Roblox really barely dipped, and then it had buy signals, and that's just relative strength. And then you can see we had this really nice breakout to the upside. So keep an eye on that. Rocket Lab, nothing much to say. But okay, so main ones that I have on my watch list for you guys this week are CP. This one had a crazy run up from down in here. Hold on. From down around $10 to 60, which is about a 500% gain. And so with seeing that, uh, you usually want to look for continuation if it continues to hold up. So here you can see we're making higher lows. We printed a daily buy signal here. And so as long as we hold above the 21, because you can see it was support here, and it's holding above here, I think we're in a good spot to buy this with a stop loss below the 21 and looking for to take out this high right here. And then if it takes out that high, it should short squeeze into a new all-time high. So that's a great one to keep on the watch list this week. It is a heavy mover. It moves 17% per day. So keep an eye on that. Pony. So this is one that has been a nice runner as well. It's gone from a low of 411 to trading up to $21. So, I mean, it's got the characteristics of a good mover. So 406%. And it's just now forming a daily squeeze, high volume on Friday. We dropped down to the 4 hour clean setup here. And we've got this 4 hour buy signal, had some nice volume come in on Friday. And a lot higher than any time in this consolidation. So I am looking for this. I like the $20 calls for June, and I think right now they're sitting at about $2. I think we can get filled on them tomorrow and look for a breakout on this. One thing that I'm going to pull up on another monitor here is the short interest because I've not looked at that. This might actually have pretty high short interest, so short float, no, doesn't have very high short float. Yep. Nope. So scratch that. That's fine. And then if we continue through, so I like these 4 hour buy signals here. Chart looks good. Um, just back to the basics of the mentorship stuff, right? You've got this nice run up. You got this sideways consolidation. We swept the lows where we're taking out stops. And then now we're printing a buy signal. So I really like that. Keeping an eye on that. That's a great swing. I think new all-time highs are probable here. Break 20 should see a really nice move. CEP went over this. Meta, we bought this on Friday. Got a nice quick pop up into or up 20%, and then it went back flat. So we're flat on this one now. But similar to the indexes here, we've got you've got this retracement from here to here. We're holding or we're breaking above that 786 level, and this chart just looks great. You can see here we had this gap up, right? So we had earnings first, which was a great earnings report, 22% beat, right? So that was a big surprise. Then we had continuation. Now we're trading sideways. We had the support level here. We swept that, got bought right back up, and now we're trading sideways, holding the 21 EMA and holding the 8. All this looks great for continuation to the upside. So I'm bullish on Meta. You can trade this. You can trade METU. You can trade options on either. You can trade FBL. I like this one. Out of the Mag 7 names, this and Microsoft are the best looking ones. So let me see if I can find yep, Microsoft right here. This one is right below all-time highs. So this one's gonna go as well. I'd like to see if we can find an entry on this one. And I actually should add this to the leaders section. So yeah. Uh yeah, this one looks great here. So keep an eye on that one as well. Okay, next one, if we look at XLP, this one's printing weekly buy signals. So we actually traded XLP back in here and caught this really nice move. Uh, right here, we actually played this a couple times. We played it right here and caught the move up. Then we played it right here and caught the move up. We played it back here. So XLP has been good to us. So this one in particular, the setup I don't love, but here's the thing. If we look at this chart here, and I clear off all the extras, right? So remember how I told you the breakout level on the fibs? I know I draw them every week, or you see them in my charts all the time, but I don't really talk about them. Like here we can talk about them now. So um, you're looking here. So you can see you've got this 618 level, but I told you if you're above it, it's bullish, right? But so the 786 level is the breakout level. And you can see here we rejected it once and had this huge decline. Rejected it twice, 3 times, 4 times, and now we've broke above it. Okay. So this had a breakout. It's got a weekly squeeze. This thing is gearing up for a good move, and I think it's going to make it to all-time highs. So this is not the cleanest chart in the world. If you're going to trade it, trade the weekly. But honestly, if you're going to trade something, let's kind of bring it all together. You go to Costco. Costco had earnings on Wednesday or on Friday, right? And you can see here we had a nice beat and positive reaction on high volume. Good looking chart. Okay. Uh, we've got weekly buy signals that have been printing back here, back near 980. We're now trading at 1050. But so I like this, and something that's working as a catalyst that I am more than likely going to trade is Walmart. So Walmart, you can see here we have this trend line holding the 618. You can see here we had earnings. We had the gap down, immediate buy back up. We swept the lows, took out support, had a positive earnings report, high volume candle on the buying, right? And then we had high volume buying off of what happened with the earnings on what's it called? Costco. So Walmart showing up, right? We've got the buy signals with high volume and breaking out. Now, I really like the weekly chart. We've got this weekly squeeze. We had buy signals back here towards 93. We're now trading at 98, but we've got this psych level and the 786 lining up at 100. So I think at least what I'm likely going to trade, if we get a little bit of a gap down here to like maybe 50 cents, 70, like to 98. If we get a gap down to 98 or pull back to 98, I want to buy the July $100 calls, the monthly expiration $100 calls, and look for those to go in the money, take off half, and then look for the rip into all-time highs off this weekly squeeze. Now, this is probably one of the more high conviction trades that I have right now that I really like or that I'm looking at getting into because we've got XLP, which is the sector, right? We had a pot, and this one's finally breaking out with weekly buy signals and daily. We look at Costco. This one here has weekly buy signals, weekly squeeze, positive earnings, positive reaction. Then you got Walmart acting in sympathy with the daily buy signals, weekly buy signals, and we're trading above the 618. We've got the shakeout. We had the move up. Um, we've got this $100 price target here. We've got the 786 there. We've got all the things, right? So this is an excellent looking setup and probably my top priority going into next week. Okay. Another one. So this one isn't as high a quality of trade, but I do think that uh if it works out, it's gonna go crazy. So um we've got 4 hour buy signals on this one. And I think as long as we hold the support level right here, I think that we're gonna go to 120. I think you can buy the 120 calls. We break out here. We should see a pretty quick move up into 130. Like is this breaks out, this squeeze breaks out and it plays out, we should see a really quick move into 130. Okay. So great looking chart there. And then that's that's really it. I mean, APG, I'll go over briefly. This one looks good as well. Spotify looks good into 100. I like this one as well. I don't like the trend that it's so choppy in here, but I think that this one is eventually going to resolve to the upside and move to 100 or 700. Amazon, similar story, choppy chart, but it's holding support. Amazon, these signals, actually, Amazon signals are some of Amazon, the stock specifically, works is one of the best working stocks for the signals. Okay. So like if you go look back in here, you can see here was a buy signal and then a huge move up. Here was buy signals, huge move up. Here was buy signals, huge move up. So I always like to keep this one on my radar. If buy signals do show up, it usually gives a really good move. So you can see here buy signals. So yeah, literally go back in time. Buy signals pop, 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 right? Sell signals pop or drop, sell signals drop, right? So this one works really well, especially for swing trades on that. So I'm keeping an eye on that one. NXT, tight price action, looks pretty good. And we've got 4 hour buy signals. So this one could have a nice breakout to the upside. But all right, guys, do you have that's all I've got. We've covered the indexes. Um, 4 hour on gold. Yeah, if you guys have requests, throw them in the chat and let me know. I got shook out of gold on Friday. This chop is crazy. So I cut my position. Um, yeah, it looks all right. You could trade it to the top of this range. I think that the real move is just buy this size for zero and wait for it to break out. And if it doesn't break out, then so be it. But yeah, I got shook out on this pullback here on Friday. I probably shouldn't have sold it and just left it alone, waited for it to close. And of course, it came below the 21 and then reclaimed it. And then now it's pushing higher now. So that's why the 21 EMA is so important. You can see we've we've tested it 1, 2, 3 days in a row and held every single time. So um yeah. Do you guys have any charts you want me to look at? Anything you want me to cover? Because right now, that's all the things I've got on my watch list. Gold looks good here. I do like it. I think you need to, for you specifically, Sebi, if you're going to continue to, if you're just day trading this, you're just going to have to continue to grind it out until it breaks out and you catch that really big move. So you're gonna have a day where it breaks out, and then you're gonna you can keep trading it to the upside over and over till this daily squeeze um, ends. But until then, you're just gonna have to keep trying until it does it, or you can wait for it to break out, and then you can wait for it to break out, and then you can uh, be more focused on trading it. Like, I mean, I think if it breaks above here, that's what this candle here, I think that's where you can look to catch the breakout and trade the signals to the upside. All right, guys, do you have any other charts you want me to check out, take a look at, or are you good to go? Because that's all I've got to cover. Like I said, keep an eye on this here, CL. So crude oil futures, nice pop. It's a mess. This thing's a mess. Um, just really choppy. I think that you're either trading the range or wait for this to break out of like this area right here of like $74. Yeah, $74 or $64. And then you can trade it to the upside on the lower time frame signals. So like you get this breakout here at around 64, and then the next buy signals that print after you trade it. So that was a good example right back through here. So if like, here's an example. So we go back in through here. Here's kind of the breakout level, right? So where we're trading sideways and you're like, I like this chart. I think it's going to break out upside. Don't try to chase it within all this ranging action, right? And these trend bars tell you the ranging action. This is like chop. This is straight chop. Okay. And then so like say it resolves to the upside, drop to your 30-minute, and then look, you get like three good, you get here, you catch this big move, but then there's another one here, and then you catch this big move, and then that's kind of it. Then notice you get that leg up, and then it has one more leg up, and then it's just choppy. And then it makes another move. And then you buy these, and then so on until it stops working. But look here, that's why these trend bars are so key. It's just like you can get lost in all this chop, but if you just trade signals with green trend bars, you're going to get much better moves like this. Yeah, it's holding the 21. So if you go look and say, yeah, it's holding the 21, not really. Like if you look at it, it's just trading sideways. It's trading up and down in between these. Like holding the 21, gold is holding the 21. You can see one, two, like 5 days in a row, it's came and tested it, but it hasn't broke below it. That's holding the 21. This here, CL, this isn't holding the 21. You can see like I could see where you're saying it's holding here, like it held it here, it held it here, it held it here, it held it here. But here you can see it's closed below it, closes above it, closes below it, closes above it, closed below it, closed below it. Now it's trying to get back above it. It's just like it's chop. It's chop. Like you want to trade trending action. This is trending action, right? Um, this is trending action. And you look for these periods of time. I need to get this off. Drive me nuts. You're looking for period like this, none of this is trend. That's just sideways chop. This is trending action right here. You're trending, and then, okay, so say there's no signals on the 30-minute. I've only got the entry signals on, so I'm sure there's signals here and there. But like, okay, if you're only trying to take the entry signals, just drop to the 15-minute. Okay, there you go. There's sell signals there. There's sell signals there. There's sell signals there. There's sell signals there. Just trade the trending action. Don't don't stress yourself out about trading this choppy crap. You'll make way more money if you're just waiting on the sideline, and then when it starts to trend, then you trade it. Now, here's the thing with futures. A lot of times you're going to have to be waiting. Sometimes you might just some like some stuff won't be trending. Like right now, the only thing let's see. So the only thing that's been trading that you or trending that you could trade in futures is like Bitcoin. This has been trending. Um, ES. You're just chasing the trend on whatever equity it is or futures contract it is. So like maybe it's platinum, maybe it's oil, maybe it's gold, maybe it's at the S&P. It doesn't matter. It's just you got to find where the trending action is. If there's no trending action, there's no point in trading it. Like here's trending action. This is when you should trade it. This is when you should trade it. And there's two ways to identify it. It's when a squeeze is firing off on the daily time frame and things are trending, or simply the trend bars, like red trend bars all through here, all through here. But visually, if you've been trading long enough, you can tell it's trending action. Here, this is not trending action. This is sideways chop. So right now, I'm sitting on the sidelines and I'm looking to add to my positions or start accumulating positions and which way I think the S&P 500 is going to go. Tesla. Okay, Tesla. So let's see. Tesla, this one. Okay, so we broke this 350. So this one just to me looks like a reversion back to the 21. So uh just that same story of you come up, you explode up, you come back to the 21 EMA. Explode up, you come back to the 21. If it's strong, it's going to hold the 8, right? And then it eventually comes back to the 21 and then explode away, back to the 21, explode away, back to the 21, explode away, back to the 21, explode away, back to the 21. So all this looks like is it's pulling back. Like here you can see exploded up and it came back to the 9. Exploded up, now it's came back to the 9. This was a much weaker breakout, so I don't know if we're going to hold here, but we might get a move back to the 21. So I'm looking for this to come back to the 21, and I don't think, or so there's two options, right? You've got this 4-hour squeeze here. Maybe we hold the 21 EMA here, like we did back in here. So maybe we trade sideways and hold this here, kind of like we did back here. Maybe we hold the 21 EMA, we trade around this 350 point, and then look for the breakout. So really look for the momentum turn. We're at a point where we're pulling back. Now you got to look for the momentum turn, whether that be the 4-hour signals, like a 2-hour chart. Like for example, here there were 2-hour signals here, and then I had a nice move up. That's how you're gonna just look to trade this. Wait for the momentum shift and look for it to trade back the other way. Any other questions or are we good to go? Because that going once, going twice. All right, guys. Thank you guys for coming. And I'll keep you updated in the chat when I'm trading. And I'll post anything that I'm looking at. Let me know if you guys have questions in the meantime. Thanks for coming.